Hi there, Pisces. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor, and this is your reading for the week of September 11th through the 18th. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. Private readings are on discount this month. The information is below. Please become a member. If you become a member, you get to watch these weekly organized readings commercial free. And the time is now. That's what I got. The time is now, because I do a different order every week for the readings. And I did fire, and then I did air, and it was like, okay, it's water time. And I just get this real like, yeah, I know nothing's perfect. I know, but it's like the time is now. And, it's Mercury retrograde, all that, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to give it too much power, but it's like you have enough to move forward. You have enough to move forward. So if you're feeling like, okay, it's time to like take action, it's time to do something, it's time to initiate, yes. Will it go smoothly? Does it ever? It doesn't even have anything to do with Mercury retrograde. We make plans and, we see as we go how the plans go, and then we, move this way or move that way or try again or ask for help or whatever it is. But the time is definitely now. Oh, I'm just waiting for, it's like, time's now. Because you'll learn something. Maybe you learn one thing. I'm not excited. 2, 3. Okay, here we go. Yeah, he's really the time is now. Yeah, he moves swiftly. He's going off, there's a certain internal power with him. Because he's kind of a lieutenant, and he's young and he's enthusiastic and he's intuitive. So he has to get to his goal and he'll get there. It's about executing a plan, being led by spirit, and also taming your anger, taming your ferocity. It's like, well, you might have that in the back of your head, and it's like, okay, well, should I use that energy right now, or should I use it at a different time? And there's like a discernment there. There's a certain discernment. And then we have the 8 about leaving something behind and moving forward. And that's what this full moon is about, right? And it's the Pisces. So it's really about leaving something behind and moving forward into something that's really satisfying, that's calling you, that's more fulfilling. Starting something new, building the oasis in the desert, with enthusiasm. This is really new enthusiasm because you've let go of the things the thought patterns and the habits and the you've let go of a certain way of thinking. It's like you're willing to see things in a new way. And by something higher. Yeah. And, it's going to take work, but the bliss is in the work. Sometimes you have a plan, you want to start something or you want to initiate something. And it's like, okay, well, I have to do this first. And it's sort of like you're in the middle of it. It's like, well, this is either overwhelming or, maybe I can get back to it, but let me move on with B and then I go back to A. It's like, whatever it takes to get, your work done, you'll do. And, that's the way it works sometimes. Yeah, lots of energy. There's a lot of energy here. You have 3 8s. 1, 2, 3. You have 4 8s. 8s are about awareness. 8s are about awareness. And there's an energy in an 8 of not really turning your back on the past, utilizing it. There's this energy of utilizing the past, utilizing the mistakes you made, utilizing where you went awry, and using it for your benefit. It's like it's part of your experience. It's like, yeah, well, I tried that once and it didn't work, and I need to either come at it from a different angle, or I need to help, ask for help, or maybe I need to, like, let's say, I mean, this is a weird example. You're putting together a piece of furniture that fell apart. In the past, you used the wood glue, and it's like, oh, well, it didn't work. It's like, it says on the package, let it sit for 24 hours. So let it sit for 24 hours, right? It's like there's a process that you already learned. So, with the scarves, when I paint the scarves, I paint with dye. And sometimes I'm so excited, I want to, wash them out right away for the first layer. But my experience is that I really need to let it, because they're wet and they're dripping. I really need to let them sit for like 24 hours, right? 18, but like 20, like if I make them at 9 o'clock at night, they'll be ready at 9 o'clock at night to me. And I have to let that happen. Otherwise, the color doesn't take, and it's not quite right. And sometimes the whole thing washes out. It's like, yeah, but I really want it. It's like, that's nice. But I have the experience already. It's like, let it sit, and also it depends on the humidity. I mean, I'm not New York now, but the humidity in New York is really high. So if I'm doing it on a rainy day, I might need to let it sit for 48 hours just to be sure, because it'll get there when it gets there. And then I'll, you know, either add more or subtract or whatever, or both. And then, I can, iron it. And then I can wash out the final thing and iron it and dry it and put it up for sale. But it's a process, and I think you've been in process and you've learned a lot through it. And intuitively, you'll know when to stop, when to go, when to move forward. You'll know. Okay. Yeah. Because your destiny is changing, because your way of thinking is changing. It's like you've evolved. And I think the evolution has a lot to do with letting go of a certain way of thinking, a certain habit, allowing yourself to be led by spirit towards something that's more fulfilling, more there's always this energy in the Eight of Pentacles of him being in his work and totally lost in his work, totally lost, but in a good way. Like, he's so into what he's doing. It's kind of like when you're, especially when you're doing something physical, either you're cooking a meal or you're making something, and it's like, there's this energy in the crafts person of sort of being led, enjoying the moment, of being led in the moment. It's really like plugging into our gods. Yeah, toward expansion, toward something, toward being unlimited. You've dropped the burden of the past. You're moving forward, really moving forward. This is interesting because, it's the Virgo Pisces axis now. And Pisces is deeply intuitive. And then Virgo has that real mental energy, that like organizing and putting things together in a practical way. And I feel like you're going to incorporate both. You're going to be led by your intuition and by your feelings, but then you're going to bring your mind in to like organize it. It's really good. Complete transformation. Wow. Interesting. So I did Cancer right before you, and they also got the Death card. So we'll see if it comes up for Scorpio. And I feel like there's a real emotional. It's almost like, there are certain habits or certain ways of doing things, or certain things you've done in the past, mental habits that you're done with. You're done with. And now that you're done with them and you've let go of them, something new can happen. And I feel like it can happen in an instant. I mean, I feel like that's what's going on with all of us. There's so much information coming from spirit, And with the solar flares and all this, I feel like we're all being upgraded. And I feel like, I know that our way of thinking can really change in an instant. And like that's where we're at right now in the world. It's really exciting. It's uncomfortable, but it's really exciting. All right, here we go. Confidence and moving forward, being guided and lifted and comforted by spirit. Off you go onto a new quest. The burden is you drop the burden of the old because you're moving forward with a new plan. And you're willing to work for it because you've let go of your old way of thinking to build something new, with lots of messages and lots of intuition that is completely going to evolve you as a soul and unlimited opportunities because of your transformation. Really nice reading. Really nice. Really nice. And I know, yeah, it's Mercury retrograde, so whatever, you might have to do it 2 or 3 times until you get it right. Believe me, it started really early for me already. So there's plenty of things that I'm working on that it's like, oh, is this another bump in the road we've hit? It's like, yes, okay. It's another bump in the road we hit, but we're still moving forward. Even yesterday, I went to go see my friend and I took an Uber. And the neighborhood he lives in is, it's not really good. It's not dangerous or anything. It's kind of ugly. And usually, like the middle of town, they block the road. Everything was blocked. I had to walk like 3 or 4 blocks. It was like there's just no way to get there. It's like, okay, well, then I'm just going to walk 3 or 4 blocks. I'm going to get to my destination. It might not be as straightforward, let's say, as I had imagined it to be. Okay, I'm going anyway. All right, blessings.